Hey, Super Theorist. Cindy here. I know, just like, Wednesday/Monday. This is gonna be a one take. Same thing's gonna happen on Monday. Probably. I'm going in for a tooth extraction on Tuesday, and God help me, because that's probably going to be the most painful thing of the entire week. I pray. But I will hopefully be getting a new laptop, so I won't have to keep doing these one takes. So, anyway, as I had said on Wednesday / on the Power Ranger video this week, since it was the anniversary of Power Rangers, we already passed a special anniversary for Supernatural. I'm sorry if you're not exactly hearing me correctly. We already passed a very special, milestone for Supernatural. And that milestone was the 300th episode of Supernatural. So I decided I would figure out, because off the top of my head, because, again, one takes, what exactly I thought of all the other milestones. The first milestone that I can remember was the 200th episode milestone. And that, I think, was amazing. And I think they did a pretty good job in season 10. If you don't recall, I'm not going to post the video because I'm not going to put the video up, but I'm going to explain it. Basically, what they did was they made a video they didn't make a video, but they made an entire episode based around the Supernatural books by Chuck. Of course, obviously, the creator of the play that they based the books off of was 10 kinds of crazy with what happened at I believe it was the ending, the second bit. So, at least it was pretty good at the end. But my favorite part of that was at the end of the episode when Chuck, of all people, just comes out of nowhere. And I think the person that was with the director of the school play, she had said something. She found out that someone had claimed the editor or the author's ticket. And don't forget, Chuck's alias, Cover Edland, that was what he went under with the books. He isn't known as Chuck to any of the fans. He's known as Carver Edland. So he most likely just went under his real name, Chuck, instead of going under Carver Edland to that play. And that I find very interesting. And, this is the first time in 5 seasons we've even seen Chuck. So that was a pretty good, thing they did. And then we've got the most recent one, which is literally the only one I can remember. The only other one I can remember, the 300th episode. And I just love it because, for hell's sake, they brought back Zachariah. And they made Cass they brought Cass back to the original Cass. The season 4 Cass, before he rebelled. They brought that Cass back. And I'm 99% in that not only did they bring Cass back, well, they didn't just bring the original cast back and Zachariah. I think those were the only two real big important ones they brought back. But I'm pretty sure, I could be incorrect here, but I think they brought back a couple others. Again, I could be wrong here. Because don't forget, what happened was they took this orb and they made a wish to stop Michael, to get Michael out of his head, to get Michael out of Dean's head. And what happened was, instead of Michael happening, instead of that happening, they brought back John Winchester, their dad. But the thing is, they brought back John Winchester from not even a season. They brought him back from 2003. 2 years before Dad was supposed to go missing, and Sam and Dean was supposed to go on a little hunting trip to find him. And that was before Jess died as well. So because they took their dad from a previous year before any of this shit happened, I mean, if they had gotten their dad from, like, say, 2006 before he made the deal with Azazel. Oh, wait. Let me rephrase that, because that's still a bad thing. If they hadn't their dad when they were on the original hunting trip back in season 1, okay, maybe everything still would have happened the same way it had, but it would have been a little different. I mean, sure, you still would have had Sam and Dean would have still said no, Apocalypse still would be nigh, Zachariah would still be alive, and all that, but it was still interesting. Not to mention, I love how they killed Zachariah. I could be wrong here, but I think the way Sam killed Zachariah, spoilers, the way they killed Zachariah, Sam killed Zachariah in the 300th episode is not the same as Dean, because Dean had promised Zachariah, Angel or not, I will stab you in the face. And that's what he promised, and that's what he fulfills that promise, and he stabs Zachariah straight through the skull, mind you, like straight up, and all Sam did was, when Zachariah was literally starting to make Sam bleed out of his lips, which I think is what saw Sam being able to do the Angel Banishing Sigil, which I don't think we've seen them use in like 5 seasons. I don't think we've seen them use anyone use that since back in season 12, the season 12 opening, season 11 finale. We haven't seen that sigil in years. And I just and even though Sam just stabbed him in the chest, it was still a do not get close to a Winchester or this will happen to you kind of moment. Also, the poster, I read on the Supernatural Wikia, or Supernatural Wiki, that the poster that was used for Wanted Man for Dean Winchester, Wanted Dean Winchester poster, it was the exact same blue still picture mugshot that they had taken back in season, I want to say 2, maybe 1. Yeah, I think it was 1, because I think that was when he did the blue still. So I like how they reused that picture for a Wanted poster, and then after all of that shit happened, they get John back. They talk John back into going home, back to 2003, because if they don't, then, I mean, yes, everything was starting to recalibrate itself, but not only that, also, sooner or later, maybe would still be dead because Amara would never had the chance to get God back. The Milk of Cain would still be in Cain's possession. And so that was why that last meal was. That one family meal they had together. And it was just so bittersweet, so amazing. And then they crushed the jewel. And then Dean's hopes and dreams of getting Michael out of his noggin were gone. But it was still a beautiful season. It was a beautiful anniversary episode, and I loved it. I mean, it was just so full of callbacks and funny moments, and just funny moments. Yeah, the clown assassin, the clown serial killer ghost. I just love Dean's reaction. Again, I can't put up the clip, but it was just so funny. It's like, because I honestly thought Sam had gotten over his fear of clowns, but clearly he didn't. And it's so funny how Dean made a reference to it at the beginning. Because don't forget, that was the beginning is when we find out that Sam is afraid of clowns. Well, I mean, not the beginning, but in like season 2, season 1 area, that's when we find out Sam is afraid of clowns and a serial killer clown. Sam's worst nightmare. Well, I'm pretty sure it's something different, and worse than nightmare, but that's gotta be terrifying for Sam. It just made me laugh and smile, and I just love this episode so much. Alright, for my question of the day, what do you guys think? How did you feel about the musical, Supernatural musical episode, or how did you feel about the John Winchester reunion? Leave your thoughts down below. Please comment, like, and subscribe for more. Catch you on the flip side.